So now that we've uploaded our data onto this Google Sheets, we see that we have a bunch of stars that we created. We actually, remember, made 200 different stars to put into our sky field. And the question that we want to answer is if the brightest star that we created, is it bright because it's closer to us or because of just how much energy per second it radiates? So what I could do is look through each one of these brightness, star brightness that we created. And
that's pretty bright.
That one's pretty bright, yeah. But is that the brightest one? Like, I would have to keep track of a lot of these in order to find the brightest one. And remember, there are 200 stars, so instead of keeping track of them myself, what I'm going to do is use Google Sheets and have it sort it for me. So what I can do, it might be different in the different app or like Google or Sheet Excel program you're using. But for Google Sheets, what I can do to sort it is just click on the column that I want to be sorted. So in this case, I want to figure out which brightness is the brightest. So I click on the first column, and I want to go to Data, up there, and click it, and go down to where it says Sort Column A, Z through A. So I want to sort the very first column. I'm going to click that, and there it is. I have the brightest star we made at the very top. So
you notice all these other numbers changed too, right? Because we took each row and we moved it up and down so that the brightest star, all that data is here. So we didn't just sort on this column, right? We sorted the whole data set.
Right.
In that way.
And now that we sorted it, we want to write down a few of this star's information, just so that we know what we're comparing. So let's write down the star's brightness.
Okay.
The star's brightness is 213,000.
Okay.
Let's also write down its luminosity, so how much energy per second it's emitting, and that is 10.7.
So 10.7 times, so it's about 11 times
the luminosity of the sun.
Yeah, 11 times more energy per second.
The mass is 1.81. Write that down. So that, again, is 1.8 times the mass of the sun, so it's more massive. And let's write down its distance, and distance is at 2. So remember, our units of distance was at light years. So this star is located 2 light years away. And if we wanted, we could find this star. So remember, here we have a y-coordinate and an x-coordinate. So it says that in the y-coordinate it's at 123. So if we go back to our image of our field, 0,
all over.
which you did write all over, but that's okay. I think we could still find our star.
Hey, let's drag this over here so I can see the whole thing. Do you know how to do that?
Yes, I think I can.
You grab the left edge of this thing. Oh, okay, you can do it that way.
I think so.
There you go.
There. And now let me just scroll down so that we can have.
Okay.
Okay.
So remember that this is 500 wide, right? So 0, 0 is down here. Like this is x equals 0, y equals 0. So over here, this is x equals 500, y equals 0. And our star was x equals, what was it, 400 something?
Our star is
maybe?
at 477 in the x direction and 123 in the y direction. So.
Okay, so almost all the way to the far edge, right? Because it's almost 500. Right? And then it's 100, so it's not going to be up here. Y is 500, it's more kind of down here. So somewhere over
I think it's
here.
that one.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, does that look like the biggest dot on the screen?
It looks like it to me.
I'd say so. So yeah, so we're looking at this star system here. So there it is. Now the question is, again, is this bright because it's luminous or is it bright because it's close?
Right.
So we can use our sort thing that we just learned, and we can sort on the distance and see if indeed this is also the...
Right. And to sort through the distance, I am going to click on the column that has distance on it, and I'm going to go to Data and put, again, sort Z through A, and...
Now, that's the furthest away.
That's the furthest away.
So that's a very dim star. The brightness is only like 124.
So let me do the other one. Sort A through Z.
There we go.
There we go.
And so now, so is it the closest?
Well, it looks like it.
Yeah.
All this information from the star that we wrote down, that was the brightest, also happens to be the star that is the closest to us that we generated.
Yeah. So it's not going to happen all the time. I think if you run this program over and again, that's not always going to be true. But in this case, the star is very close, but it's also very bright. So like, so for example, if you want to sort on the luminosity. So for example, is this star also the most luminous? It's the closest, but is it also the most luminous? I think it's Z to A would
Z
be
to A.
descending.
Yes.
And let's see, which star is the most luminous? So our star is 10.7 here, right? So we've got to look all the way down to 10.7.
Down here.
See it? There we go.
Yep, right there.
So it's not the most luminous, right? But it is the brightest. And but then again, it's not the dimmest either.
Right.
Right? I mean, it's almost 11 times brighter than this. It's almost 11 times more luminous than the sun. So it's very luminous, very close. Those two things combined make it the brightest star in the sky.
Right. And again, we could see that here in our, there, we had pointed out that this is our brightest star.